Yo, I came across the most peculiar thing, right? So, like 2 days ago, I got into this back and forth on Twitter with some Black American Southerners, right? So, what started this is that I think Caribbean guy, I don't think he was African. He said something ignorant about Black Americans, and whatever he said was the exact same thing that Black American Southerners say about Black American Northerners, right? So I quoted his tweet and I was like, are we really shocked that Caribbeans and whoever else, right, are beginning to parrot these talking points that they see Black American Southerners say about Black American Northerners? Like, I mean, I'm not shocked at all, right? So this is what started this conversation between me and the Southerners, right? And let me go ahead, let me just play the intro. I went back and forth with these Southerners for a second, right? But I ended up muting them because I love Twitter's mute feature. Oh my goodness, every platform needs this feature, right? But the premise of the disagreement was me saying Black American Southerners are always mimicking these African talking points against Black American Northerners, right? So the same way Africans say that Black Americans don't have a culture and we so removed and so and so and so, right? Black American Southerners will say that about Black American Northerners. You're removed from the culture. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? My grandma was from South Carolina, goof. What are you talking about, right? And it's like you mimicking these dumbass talking points and it literally doesn't even make sense, right? Anytime you say, what culture am I removed from as a Northerner? Can't nobody give you a damn answer because, again, it's not actually like rooted in any reality. It's just they're mimicking African talking points, right? This is something that I've addressed on YouTube before. This is not something I'm just making up or just started or anything like that, right? So in response to this, Southerners were saying, oh, Black American Northerners are always talking down on us. They're always saying we're stupid and we're this and we're that. And I was like, what are y'all talking about? Because like nobody says that. Not only is that not a thing in real life, okay, because I'm from Detroit. Everybody in Detroit, for the most part, is Black American. Well, Detroit is a predominantly Black city, and of those Black people, it is predominantly Black American. It's not like somewhere like New York where a lot of the Black people are immigrants, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing in real life, right? And it's really not even a thing on social media. I don't really see that on social media, right? But they were like, no, y'all always doing that, right? And again, I ended up muting them because a lot of times people just get into this thing where they have more, followers than you and they get a bunch of hype men. And it's not even actually about having a conversation. It's just about getting hyped up and whatever, right? So I ended up muting them, right? And then I came across this video. Let me show you all this video.
Just sitting here thinking, remember when we could tell where you bitches was from based off of how y'all dressed? How y'all dressed, though? We knew exactly where y'all were from based off of how y'all dressed. And it went something like this. Down south, bitches, y'all could never dress. It was never given, oh yeah, like we could tell a bitch can't dress. She from the South. She's from the South. Like the way she's dressing is giving Southern. It always gave that. It always gave, all right, the way she's dressing is giving Southern. Like it's giving down South. That's how us up north people was looking at down South. Now the Southerns is giving a Northern. Like y'all are dressing like y'all from New York, which is cool. But don't act like y'all started something. Because you bitches never gave swag. Cali, we knew y'all was from Cali based off of how y'all dressed too. Like, we knew where everybody was from. And guess what? When you seen a New York bitch come through, you knew she was from New York because the swag was turned up. Swag was turned up. It was giving all the way, turned up, all the way. I like that you Southern bitches can dress now. Congratulations! But don't let that get to your head top. Because it always gave us. We always had the swag. We always had the swag. The New York girlies always had the swag. Don't deny it. Denial is a river in Egypt. Social media taught a lot of people how to dress. But New York bitches, we always had that, bro. I'm sorry. We always had that. Like, we had that on lock. That's what we had on lock. I think you Southern bitches, y'all was the fighters, right? They gave fight. They get fight.
Now, when I saw this video, immediately some red flags were raised, right? Now, first of all, I was like, because this is not how Black American Northerners talk about Black American Southerners, right? So immediately, that was red flag number one, right? Red flag number two is the fact that this woman is a New Yorker, right? And a lot of Black people from New York are immigrants. So automatically, red flag number two, right? Red flag number three was the fact that this bitch can't dress. Like, girl, what the hell do you have on? And you talking about somebody else can't dress. The math just wasn't quite mathing, right? So I was like, hold on, let me do a little, a little slight digging, a little investigation, right? Someone commented and asked her, well, how do Africans dress since that's where you're from? And she said, I'm not from there. My parents are. And I said, okay, so now we have the truth, right? The truth always comes out in the wash, babe. You do enough washing, the truth will appear, okay? Now, here's a tweet from her where she says, I'm literally American. I'm an American with Nigerian parents, and a lot of Black Americans are like that. Okay, that's not a thing. Okay, like, yeah, Black Americans have Black American parents, right? In case you did not know. Okay, now I repeat this all the time on YouTube, but Black Americans / African Americans, we are descended from transatlantic slavery in the United States of America, right? So if you are not descended from transatlantic slavery in the United States of America, then you are not a Black American or an African American. You are, in your case, a Nigerian American, right? You cannot immigrate into an ethnicity. The same way if I got up and I moved to Nigeria, say I got married to another African-American guy, we moved to Nigeria, we had kids, my kids wouldn't magically be Igbo, even if they grew up in Igbo land, because again, you cannot immigrate into an ethnicity, right? Now, my kids, I mean, I don't know how the laws work there. Maybe they be Nigerian citizens. I don't know if there's birthright citizenship there. I don't know, right? But they would not be of any ethnicity, right, other than their parents' is, because, again, you cannot immigrate into an ethnicity, right? So now let's actually discuss this. By and large, the children of immigrants are going through a serious identity crisis, a serious one. And let me tell you all an example of, like one thing I've seen. And this is just one thing, right? I've seen a number of things in real life, but I'm not going to go into all of it, right? Because all of it doesn't need to be shared, right? But when I went to Guyana, right, I traveled with a number of people, okay? And one of the girls I was traveling with, she was half Guyanese and half Black American, right? So when we got to Guyana, she told everybody, oh yeah, my dad is Guyanese, right? And all of them were like, what? Really? Like, where is he from, right? And she said, oh, well, he was born in the UK, but, both of his parents were Guyanese, whatever. And immediately, all of them were like, oh, well, he's not Guyanese then, right? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what is he if he's not Guyanese? He got two Guyanese parents. It was like, well, he wasn't born in Guyana, so he's not Guyanese, right? And to see that happen in real time was very interesting because it sheds some light on what we see happening in this Nigerian woman's video, right? The reality is this. When Africans and Caribbeans are born abroad, whether that's the United States, the UK, wherever, right? They are not claimed by the people in their homelands at all. They are not claimed as Africans. They are not claimed as Caribbeans. None of that, right? And because of that, they are grappling very seriously with their identities, right? But there's this added layer of confusion because, right, okay, not only do their homelands not claim them and they push them into Americanhood. And, of course, in America, the Black people are Black Americans. So, they get pushed into Black Americanhood, right? But they also grow up in these households where they hate Black Americans, right? So you grow up in a household with parents who hate Black Americans and talk crap about us, right? But at the same time, they don't allow you to claim to be whatever your background is. So it's like you masquerading as a Black American, but you really hate us though. But it's like, but you're still pretending to be us. So what's really happening here, right? And here's an example of this. This same woman who made this video masquerading as a Black American Northerner and talking crap about Southerners, right? Here is a post from her saying, oh, so Southern hospitality comes from slavery, right? That's some ignorant, trifling ass shit that a Black American wouldn't say about Black American history, right? That's some ignorant, hateful ass shit that her Nigerian parents taught her, right? But that goes back to my point. In one breath, she's masquerading as us and trying her hardest to be us. But in the next breath, she's putting us down. Like, isn't that confusing? It's crazy that this woman started this video off with, remember when we could tell where you bitches was from based off how you dressed? But she not dressed nothing like where she from. She from Nigeria, and she ain't dressed nothing like a Nigerian bitch. No, right? She on here dressed like a black American talking about, remember when we could tell where y'all was from based off how you was dressed? Girl, we can't tell where you from based off how you dressed. We can't, right? But that's that confusing identity crisis that these people are going through, right? They are full of confusion, quite clearly so. You want to know the funny thing about a woman like this, though, right? This is the funny thing, right? She is Nigerian, okay? And she was born and raised in New York. And we see her dressing up in her best imitation of a black American, right? If a Nigerian today immigrated from Nigeria, right? And they arrived in New York and they were straight up Nigerian because they just immigrated here, right? So they dressed like a Nigerian, talked like a Nigerian, everything, right? This woman would more than likely make fun of that person, right? She would make fun of that person for the fact that they are actually Nigerian, right? And dress like it and sound like it, right? And she would feel like she's better than them because she's imitating black Americans. And y'all, I swear, this is why Africans and Caribbeans are constantly on social media talking about black Americans bullied me when I was growing up, because women like this are pretending to be black American while they put other groups down for not being black American enough or whatever, bro. I swear, y'all are not even going to believe me. I have to make a video about this one day with some people who were in this group, y'all. Years ago, I used to be on this in this Facebook group, right? And there was this one girl, okay? She would bully the hell out of this one dude for being Haitian, right? Like, she was constantly dragging him. She'd be like, you black, crispy ass Haitian, so and so and so. And the rest of us was always confused because, one, she was dark skinned too. So we was like, girl, you calling him black and crispy, but you dark skinned your damn self, right? And then we was also confused because what the fuck is a Haitian? Because the rest of us was black American. So we was like, what is a Haitian? What are you talking about, right? Like, huh? She went on like this for years. I kid you not. When I tell you she harassed the hell out of this dude to like ridiculous degrees, like, y'all, she added his mama to the group and was attacking his mom and shit to the point where I was like, girl, somebody really need to beat the fuck out of you. I'm not joking, because, you know, it's one thing to troll on the internet and stuff. It's another thing to just do way too fucking much. And she always just did way too fucking much, right? So she did this for years, dragged this dude for being Haitian, right? Would y'all believe that a couple months ago, right? Because I still talk to a handful of people from this group, right? A couple months ago, somebody just said in passing, oh yeah, so-and-so is Haitian, blah, blah, blah. I said, wait a second, what? She's Haitian? The girl who dragged the dude for being Haitian is Haitian? I was like, what? Well, okay, wait, she's half Haitian. Her daddy was Haitian. She was half Haitian, right? But I was like, wait a second. And my thing is, that dude to this day is probably talking about, yeah, black Americans bullied me on Facebook because I was Haitian. Whole time the bitch who was bullying you was a fucking Haitian herself. Y'all and y'all identity crises, right? Y'all bring y'all asses to America, dress up in your finest imitation of a black American, make fun of the people who are from the same background as you, right? And have them thinking that black Americans made fun of them, right? And then make fun of black Americans from whatever other region, the South or the East or the West or the whatever, right? Cause a bunch of strife and confusion and shit amongst black Americans. Now you got black American Southerners talking about, yeah, black American Northerners are always saying blah, blah, blah about us. And I'm like, what are you talking about, right? Come to find out, it's a bunch of Africans and shit who are dressed up like black Americans, right? Because realistically, this is the case, right? Not only do y'all have a serious identity crisis going on, but y'all also come from countries that have a bunch of tribal conflict, right? So you come over here on the same dumb ass shit, starting a bunch of shit with other groups of black people just because you like controversy and conflict. Like, that's just y'all fucking thing, I guess. Let me make something very clear to all of the children of Africans and Caribbeans and whoever else, right? you all are guests in the culture. And I know that's hurtful to hear because you don't really belong anywhere. Matter of fact, y'all are kind of like biracials. Oh, and the biracials gonna be mad because I brought them up, but stay mad, right? Because it's the same thing, right? A biracial person is born into a household that hates blackness, right? They have a racist non-black parent and a self-hating black parent, right? So they grow up in this household that hates blackness, and they learn to hate blackness as well, right? But society pushes them into blackness because society tells them, well, you can't be, ABC, XYZ, white or Asian, whatever. So you gotta be black, right? So they're in the same conflicting situation as you all. You all grow up in these households where you hate black Americanness, but you also get pushed into it, right? And that causes all of this confusion and strife towards yourself and towards black Americans, right? Because again, you hate black Americans. You grew up in a household in a culture that hates us, right? But you also hate your culture because they don't embrace you and they don't claim your ass. Now, I said that you all are guests in the culture because another Nigerian responded to this Nigerian woman who made this post talking about, oh, Southerners couldn't dress, whatever, right? And he said, oh, if we taught them how to dress, they didn't learn nothing. Who is we? Who is we? Ye is not involved in the we, good chap. Like, what are you talking about, right? What are you talking about? How the hell did y'all just step foot in New York and you somehow think that the fashion at all, right, has anything to do with you? Like, you just stepped foot in somebody's shit and you really sitting here talking about, yeah, this is our fashion. Baby, this was a thing long before your parents ever immigrated here. Like, what are you talking about? Because BFF or let's look at the fashion in New York versus the fashion in Nigeria, right? Like it's not the same, okay? And I'm not gonna get to cooking anybody, but come on now, like come on now, right? My point is this though, right? Why not rep your set? Why not be like, yeah, this is how we dress in the motherland. Hey, I'm in the village eating fufu and I smell like doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Cause baby, look. I don't care, baby. If my parents was from motherfucking Timbuktu, from motherfucking Djibouti, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't care if the fashion is plastic water bottle shoes and a motherfucking dashiki, bitch. I will be strutting my stuff in that shit because there's no way I'm ever going to sit here and feel bad about any fucking aspect of who I am or where I come from or my culture, period, point fucking blank. So you all are actually really fucking pathetic for the fact that you get to America and the first fucking thing that you do is try your hardest to cast who you actually are aside, bitch. Have some fucking pride, for real. How could you ever be ashamed of who you are and where you come from? Like, y'all, I will never forget. And if I can remember the title of the video I made about it, I put the link to it up here, right? But Kodak Black, and for those of y'all who don't know, Kodak Black is Haitian American. So his parents are Haitian, but he was born and raised in America, right? He got into it with a Haitian guy who was like actually born and raised in Haiti, right? And the Haitian guy said something to Kodak Black, oh, something. And Kodak Black said, I don't want to be from Haiti. I don't want to be in that shit, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, nigga, you're Haitian. Like, what? And don't get me wrong now. I mean, like, we know that Haiti is falling off the bone or whatnot or whatever. Like, come on now, right? But how could you sit there and say that you don't want to be from who you actually are and where you actually from? And it's like, my thing is this, right? Could y'all at least have some complexity of thought, right? Because realistically, there's a reason that your parents immigrated from wherever, right? Don't nobody run off from a good place to a worse place. So clearly your parents immigrated here because, your country may perhaps be falling off the bone a bit, right? And they wanted better opportunities or whatever, right? That's cool. But again, you could at least have some complexity of thought. You could at least be like, okay, I understand, my country might not be the best in the world in this sense, but I am in no way ashamed of where I come from. I love my culture. I love who I actually am. I love the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we this, the way we that. No, y'all be hating everything about yourselves. And it's not just you raggedy hoes who is born and raised abroad, right? It's your raggedy ass parents and shit too. Because the first thing your parents do when they get to America is not teach y'all asses y'all languages. Y'all be growing up talking about, yeah, my parents never taught me our tribal language. Why not? Like, why would they not teach you that? That don't make no sense. Like, what? It boggles my mind. It really boggles my mind how the first thing y'all do The first opportunity y'all get is cast your entire identity aside. It is crazy, right? And again, I can sit here and I can focus on the ones who are born abroad, right? Because it's easy to focus on them. But no, it's the people who are born in the country as well. Because as soon as they get the opportunity to run up out that bitch, the first thing they do is stop speaking their tribal language. Don't bother to teach their kids their language. Don't bother to ever teach them nothing about their culture. Nothing. You bitches are actually really like pathetic, for real. Get it together real bad. Like, y'all not only are the ones born abroad having an identity crisis, all of y'all are, because I cannot fathom this. I cannot fathom going somewhere else and casting aside everything that makes me a Black American and raising my kids and pretending that they ain't Black American or teaching them nothing about who they is or whatever. Like, y'all bitches are raggedy. Y'all are just worthless, for real.